Alright, this original effect, now titled Jipped or Honesty and Irony, was originally released on this channel many years ago under the name Ace Jack Trick. Inspired, I know. Number of influences contributing to this one, most of which I've forgotten. But the people who commented on that video said it was probably one of the best on YouTube, but the tutorial that came with it was too fast, hard to follow, poor video quality, hard to see what was going on, utter crap, completely worthless. And you know what? They were probably right. So now, years later, after having tried and failed to release another tutorial after that was too long and got deleted from another site, I am going to do it again so that more people can get access to it. The people that I performed this to in real life have said that it's really good, and one person said it's one of the best they've ever seen, which says to me that I need to let it go and let you people out there in YouTube land try it on your friends. So here's how it goes. All you need is these 8 cards, just 4 aces and 4 jacks. And in fact, you don't even need all those right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and take the 4 jacks and leave them over here on the table, leaving me only these 4 aces to work with. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to move these aces from my hand down here to the table, one at a time, starting with the ace of spades, the leader of course. And there's 2 different ways I can do that. I can either go visibly, let the card travel to the table, or the card could travel invisibly. Which would you rather see? Ah, visibly, huh? Okay, let's try that. Take the ace of spades here, and travels visibly to the table. Ta-da! Not impressed? Okay, well, maybe you'll like the invisible version a little bit better. Tell you what, here, I'll show you, trying to return back to where we were, but I'll show you what it would look like. Ace of spades is on the table, which leaves me with only these 3 aces, but we'll make the ace of spades travel back to my hand in the invisible fashion. All you have to do is just wave this over here and snap, just like that. The ace of spades is back in my hand. Now I'll let you see that again, in case you missed it the first time. Let's just secure these here. I'll do it so that you can see the moment it happens, right? So starting off with only these 3 aces, I'm just going to wave them over this pile over here, and with a snap, the ace of spades comes back. So at this point, some people start to accuse me of lying to them. They say, you're not actually putting that ace of spades on the table, which is patently ridiculous, of course. Why would an honest, hardworking, reputable magician like myself even try to deceive someone, right? It's crazy. If I say I'm going to put an ace of spades on the table, well, of course I'm going to put an ace of spades on the table. And if I say I'm going to put all 4 aces on the table, then I'm going to put all 4 aces on the table. I don't have to tell you everything I'm going to do. I didn't say what I was going to do with the jacks, but what I did with them was move them over here. And that's the end of that. Now, coming up next, the tutorial. Now, the reason I was thinking of calling this trick Honesty and Irony is because at the beginning, you say, I'm going to move the 4 aces to the table one at a time, and that's exactly what you do. You just don't make it obvious that's what you're doing. So, the routining here is that you're 1 ahead. You already have an ace on the table, and you already have most of the jacks in your hand. And this does require several sleights, which I'll try to go through, but I'm going to have to go through them quickly so that this video doesn't stretch on into eternity. So here's how you're going to start. You have the aces on the left and the jacks on top of them to the right, like me. You can put them in this order. Actually, you could switch the red ones, and they will get switched if you practice this in order. So here I've got diamonds, spades, clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, clubs, hearts. Easy way to make sure you got this. Make sure you have your spades, clubs here for the aces. And these 2 cards are the same as these 2 cards, but switched, or same suits. So diamonds, spades, spades, diamonds. And these 2 are the same suits in order as these two. So the two front aces look exactly like the two front jacks. So that's how you remember when you're pulling this out of the deck to set it up. So you're going to scoop them up in that order, and what you're immediately going to do is get a break under the bottom ace. All you have to do then is put your index finger on the back of this back card with your thumb on the top front middle of it, and just push in and pull in a little bit towards your hand. You'll see that in the front the card buckles down just a little bit, but in the back it gives you a lot of space, which you can then wedge your pinky into, and you can do that while you're talking. It takes almost no effort, and you don't have to. You can even be gesturing while you do it. You can do it at any angle. The reason you're going to do that is so that you can do the count. That's a biddle count, biddle steal sort of thing. What you're going to do is come over with your right hand and grab everything except that bottom card between your thumb and middle finger over here. So that bottom card is going to be the only thing that's resting over here in mechanic's grip. Everything else is now being held in biddle grip by this hand. And now I'm going to thumb off this jack, and then because my pinky's curled in around this bottom card, it's going to come and land on top of that pinky, leaving a little gap in between those two cards. And then the other two jacks here are going to come down on top of that jack. So at this point I have an ace separated from three jacks in this hand, and three aces and a jack in this hand. Now when I come over to pull the last jack off, I'm going to clip the three jacks in this pile and thumb off that jack onto only the ace. This is what I've got now in this hand, just the ace and the jack. Immediately risk killing those and putting them on the table and taking attention away from them so that nobody notices that there are two cards there instead of four. And you know, it doesn't matter if they land a little bit off of each other like that, because actually that might even just add to the effect that there's a lot of cards there. And you'll have a chance to square them up later. And this hand, what you're going to do with these is a Jordan count. And you're not going to do a face-up Jordan count, which would be easy enough at this point because it makes it really clear. It's really easy to see that you're repeating this card, showing that ace twice. So instead, you can turn these immediately face down and do a weird flashy Jordan count thing. The way that works is you put it in mechanic's grip with this finger hooked over the top and the thumb in the corner here. Those provide all the support, and they're wedged into the palm here in this corner. That lets you do this. You take with your middle finger and just contact the corner of the bottom card and buckle it, same as you would with your index finger, but then immediately extend that finger to the side so that it side jogs that bottom card. And as you're doing that, you're coming in with this hand and taking that card, just like you would for a bottom deal. And then flash it. Not, you know, maybe you want to cover up the middle pip, because it's the easiest to see one, but flash it quickly. And then come back over with it and grab the next one. So you slide this almost onto the top, but then you bring it back again, bringing the next card with it, and flash it. And this one, this is the one where you do the swap. Block push off the top card as you come over, and you're going to take all four of these cards and put them on the bottom of the pile in that hand, and clip this top card and pull it back. So then you flash that. Now you're holding all but one card here, and then that ace is over there, and then you come over and take that onto the bottom, flash it really quick again, and you make it look like you've shown four aces. So now we can actually start explaining what's going to happen. As you're explaining about moving the aces to the table, you're going to do the buckle, like we did at the beginning, to separate one card. In this case, it's going to be that ace of hearts again that we're buckling off. gap, and then when it comes the moment to say that the ace of spades is going to go first, come in with this hand and grab everything above that break. 5 cards. Turn them all over as one. Quintuple lift. No problem, right? You're not going to get caught. You just do it quick, and then immediately tap the card. It gives you an extra opportunity to doing any squaring up if things get out of line, and tamp them down into each other. So, like if they were separated like that or something, it squares them up as you shove them down into your hand. So tap it as you're indicating it, and it'll square everything up for you. Then talk for a bit and, you know, do the acting and all that stuff. Buckle again, and quintuple lift again. And immediately come in and take just the top card, which, haha, actually is an ace, just not the ace you say it is. So, you put an ace on the table. And now, we're going to do something like that Jordan count again, but not anything tricky. We're going to start pulling off the bottom card. You can flash this one, but this one is the ace of spades, so you can't show it. You take 2 off, and you just set them back down on top of the rest of them, and it looks like 3 aces. Of course, actually down here you have 3 jacks. So, now what you're going to do is square up, but keep a break under those top 2 cards. So now I have the 3 jacks separated from the 2 aces up here. And I'm going to take those, transfer that to a thumb break, and I can reach over now and spread out everything that's below that break. 4 aces. Ta-da! And of course this one's still kept together because we haven't done anything to it, so you can immediately turn it over, square it as 1 card, even though it's actually 2. So, the ace of spades has come back. Okay, turn that back face down again and immediately thumb off the top card, which is the ace of hearts, and drop it on the table. Okay, and then now all you need to do is make it look like you have only 3 cards again, even though you actually have 4. And the way you do that is just thumb off 2 separately. So the 2 at the bottom are still held tightly in between your fingers and mechanic's grip, keeping them squared. So you're just thumbing off the top 2 cards. Ta-da! Looks like 3. And now come in with this hand and grab the whole thing in the same fan, carefully so you don't separate those. And now for the move that makes it look like the ace comes back, all you're going to do as you're waving around is just retract all your fingers so that that bottom card separates. Really easy. Okay? Come over here, grab those bottom 3, and turn the ace of spades, which was on top the whole time, over. Okay? And now the last part of the trick. You're actually finally going to put the ace of spades on the table legitimately. And you can set these over here, and then reveal that the aces have all traveled down here to the table. And the way you do that is you take your ace and scoop up everything, turn it over into your hand, then immediately grab and biddle grip on the right side here, and using your fingers, one at a time, pull an ace. That's one with my index finger. With my middle finger, I pull another ace, and with my ring finger, I pull another ace. Ta-da, 3 aces come out. A fan of aces. The reason you fan it out one at a time like that is so as not to reveal that you have a jack hidden behind the bottom ace. So, it's fanning out, 3 aces. Now you take this, you can drop those on the table, take this double with jack, ace, and you're going to come over here and use it to scoop up the pile of 3 jacks over here and tip them into your hand. Now as you tip them, you block, or you sort of thumb off that 1 jack onto them so that you have all 4 jacks now in this hand, and you can spread them out on the table too. And you notice then that actually, if you want to, you can arrange it like this. Spread these at the top and these at the bottom. And you'll notice that when you start the way that you did, the suits actually line up between the aces and the jacks, which I think makes for a very nice display. Anyway, oh, and the last thing is, if you're practicing this thing and you want to reset and start over, it's easy. Just move the jack back to the beginning, move this ace back to second from the top, and drop that on there. Now you're set to go again. Alright, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it.